in here as we are coming to the final 70 laps of this event here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, the LibertyFoam.com 200. After an incident involving a couple of trucks with Josh White getting in to Kramer, a couple of other cars had to avoid also getting collected of Baines in 54, and now we go back under caution here.
And I tell you what, it looked like we had Andrew Hurley getting the free pass to be able to come back around and get back on the lead lap there. The pace truck really quick. So we're waiting for a few more trucks to possibly get away around. Looks like we have 3 trucks in front of your leader right now, the 29 of Nick Sock.
And the man leading the way is Eric Zimmerman. After a cycle of pit stops, Eric Zimmerman is now your new leader in truck number 94. Now that's the story. Zimmerman struggled last week at Dover. And now he's doing a phenomenal job at the lead over Derek Fulton. Still a lot of racing left to go, though, Buck Bruce. Like, seriously.
Yeah, 10 laps is a lot of racing at Bristol. Really, the last lap is a lot of racing at Bristol. A lot of times, any of these races, trucks, Xfinity, Cup, you name it, they've run street stocks, 4-cylinder cars, late model stock cars here, and at least 70% of them have a green-white checkered.
Crazy finishes, and another one about to happen in virtual Bristol here as the pace truck comes on to pit road, the green flag going back in the air. Zimmerman, Fulton pulls away from the pack like he was a sleeping duck. I don't think Zimmerman was ready to go.
No, not at all. It looked like he completely caught him on the snooze bar. 100% asleep on the restarter, just enough on that truck that it just didn't want to go. Wanted to get up there maybe for some point standings, lead a lap under caution. But the 94 truck now looks like it's full song. Back up in the 5th or 6th spot. So he's trying to hang on to 5th right now. As to his outside goes Michael McKinnon.
Looking as if he possibly might have flat spotted the tires and was squilling them. Oh, contact. Got into Zimmerman. Zimmerman and another truck tags. They crash again up the wall. This started in the middle of the straightaway, going into the corner under yellow flag. It had to come out there, Buck Bruce.
Yeah, we saw a couple of trucks get together right behind while the battle we were talking about. 24 truck trying to hang on there. And it looks like, let's see, Jason Keffer's machine up there in the 33 as well. As we look down, see the 87 on the outside of Austin McKinnon. And he's going to get a tag right in the bed. He's going to go right into the 94 truck. Wow, Richard gets a little bit of it. One truck gets airborne off of a couple of other trucks, but it's going to be getting the worst of the wear and ended up sitting in the top of the turn 1 area. It looks like it's going to be the McKinnon 87 truck.
Lap 137 of 200. We are back under yellow. And Zimmerman and the host of other truck, McKinnon, others all involved. What a tough break for 23-year-old Austin McKinnon. Michael McKinnon's son caught up in that deal.
Yeah, it looked like the truck on the inside. Oh, man, they're still wrecking trying to come to pit road. Wow. That was
wrecking coming to the pits. It's Bristol, baby.
There's Brandon Bullock. He was the one that got hit in the back that we saw right there coming into pit road. And he got plowed into. I mean, he just shot him all the way to the top of the racetrack. There's the Loves machine trying to get back in gear. And it looks like the 3 truck of Andrew Hurley trying to get into pit road. And he just catches that 21 truck and the track he goes. And that's a long and very, very tall corner to try to go to the top of. Remember the old ESPN broadcast when they took that Volkswagen Beetle minus the motor? It did give a little bit of a kick, and it barrel rolled down the track. It's so much banking. So that's a heck of a hit to be shot all the way up to the top of the banking here at Musgrave Coliseum.
So under the yellow flag, high above the racetracks, give you a look at your top 10 now. Fulton, Sacco, Baines. Yeah, he's done for. He got caught up in that wreck. Bennett, McKinnon. Ray Ritter is our in-race reporter in the truck 44. Our next caution will grab Ray Ritter for another update as we go into the second half of this race. You know what? Matter of fact, I think we're still under caution. Let's grab him real quickly. Let's try to see if we can grab Ray Richer here, as it looks like they got a couple of more laps under caution before we get ready to turn him back loose.
What a comeback for White right now. Josh White up in the 8th position after being involved in that caution. 2 cautions, actually.
Yeah,
right
for
in a
sure.
row. And he's come back to 8th. And a good run for Waldrop. He was in one of our early cautions, and he's up just outside your top 5.
Still under
right now.
caution flag,
let me know
so we're
if I'm holding you up.
We're going to grab him real quickly and find out what's going on. You hear some of the in-trucks communication with Ray Richer. Ray, we're after halfway, bud. Just wanted to grab you in here and get your thoughts. You're still doing really strong. You're in the top 10 and 6th.
Well, I've been hammering it up front, and just talking to Mr. Josh White there for a little bit. He's starting behind me. Just got pinched there in that last wreck, but still got my quick repair left, man. You got to be aggressive to at least just stay up more than anything right now, and that's what we're trying to do.
Do you think we're going to see a lot more aggressive driving as we get ready for the final 50 laps of this thing for the home stretch?
Oh, absolutely. That's without question. I think everybody's going to try to get to the front as we get going here, bud.
All right, man, we'll let you go and get back. We'll catch up here again if another caution comes out as we get ready to go back to green. Michael put him back in his JW Racing Team Speak channel so he can be able to communicate with Josh White and more as we get ready to go back to green here. Underway with Fulton and Pack leading them back to the corner.
Yeah, Fulton and Sacco still out front trying to hang on to these trucks, and talk about somebody trying to hang on to a truck. That was a big wiggle for the 5th truck trying to hang in there. Steve Waldrop was just talking about him right before you turn to our in-race reporter, which we're looking, like he says, he has this quick repair left, which means you get to go into pits, and you actually get to hit a button that'll go ahead and fix the truck, and it's time to go racing. So a little bit of tailgate damage, a little bit of the right rear and left rear bed of that thing. You can see it's just in sort of like in a U shape, but Ray Richards still got a good truck, still running in the top 10, and with his quick repair.
Kind of call that a mulligan, if you will, a saving grace for Ray Richer and a whole bunch of others. As again, right now, he has fell back into the 6th position and comfortable there. A little damage on the rear end of his truck, but he's hanging in there. We're still racing. We're coming to the home stretch of this thing, and he's battling alongside Josh White. And by the way, that's teammates with him in the K9 the K9 Hero deal. What's the word I'm thinking of here? The support. Yeah, the Project K9 Hero. I wanted to make sure I said the correct word. The Project K9 Hero number 8 machine, and a part of JW Racing with Ray Richer here tonight.
Yeah, I tell you what, those commercials are always awesome. I have a German Shepherd for my personal dog, and they do a great job for the canines, and great job for our country as well. So always great to be associated with Project K9 Hero.
Coming up on the final 50 laps, Nicholas Sago trying to run back down Derek Fulton here at Bristol, lap 148 of 200 on Max Speed TV for the broadcast coverage on with Michael D'Amico running the boards. The radio network coverage on the CRN Sports Network, crnsports.org. Click on Listen Live. Trey Sneid running the broadcast in Oxford, North Carolina, probably about 75 miles from where I'm at in Clayton. Buck Roos is in Midlothian, Virginia, or just outside of Richmond. And then we've got all the way in Arizona, the man on vacation, but still doing the broadcast. Getting a little tipsy, but having fun. Michael D'Amico, again, having the broadcast for Max Speed TV. And again, we hope you're enjoying this race. We're coming up with the final 50 laps here from Bristol. And Derek Fulton, very impressed with the run he has. He is not intimidated. Buck Bruce quickly gets on the whip of Nicholas Sacco, passes him like a sitting duck, and pulls back away from the field.
Yeah, I tell you what, these top 3 trucks, the 19 of Derek Fulton, the 29 of Nick Sacco, and also the 37 of Aaron Bennett, we've been talking about them all night long. They have this street track figured out. They actually are in this Coliseum tonight a little bit. It could always reach out and bite you because there's still just under a few laps to go, and it could always take care of business the way you don't want it to. We've seen it happen. A couple of drivers that were up front, Andrew Hurley, Brady LaBeouf. We've seen the 54 of Chris Baines be caught up in it. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a hurricane will erupt in the middle of this half-mile facility.
Back across the line, there's your leader, Fulton, the driver, of course, out of Stayner, Ontario, Canada, in the Fulton Racing Exploised, JMF Construction Painters Plus, Trout Attic Outfitters, Phantom GFX entry. is Chevrolet, the man leading the charge here. And, of course, grew up in the small hockey farm town. Grandfather raced back in the 70s, and since then it's been in his blood. Been sim racing since he was 14 years old, right now 25. Dying to get behind the wheel of a real late model one day. Just recovered from a 2-year-long shoulder surgery. And he's ready to get digging in reality racing again when it starts back up in Canada. Derek Fulton, a little bit more of getting to know you. He's in the number 19, and he leads the way here at Bristol.
My favorite part of that paint scheme, the maple leaf right in the middle of the 9. That's pretty cool. There's your number 29 machine, Nick Sacco. He's your points leader. And that truck's been just on a rail all night long, right behind that 19. If he isn't in front of him, he's been right. And they've swapped looking at each other's tailgates all night long. But right now, Derek Fulton is in control over top of this 29 of Nicholas Sacco. But don't count him out just yet. We're not all the way at the very end.
Hey, let's turn getting to know you to now through the field, as we've already talked about first and second. Now let's go to third place truck in that number 37 entry, as we're going to see how he's doing right now. We're going to take a through the field to the top 10 as we come into the final 40 laps remaining. Aaron Bennett, that beautiful number 37 Connection Chevrolet, has been quiet, staying out of trouble. The corrections is when does he need to make the right corrections and make that move to come to the front. He sits in third currently right now. Riding on fourth position currently is, of course, the driver Chris Baines. Even after getting calamity, the Toyota Care number 54 sitting in the top 3 in the point standings, having a good run currently, sitting in fourth place with under 40 laps to go. In fifth position on the racetrack is Michael McKinnon. Again, at one point he was leading the race, got caught up on a restart where he was smoking tires, and he is doing a phenomenal job currently in the top 5 as Buck Roos takes you from 6 through 10 in our through the field at Bristol.
Yeah, running in the 6th position, we go back to Josh White, and able to rally back from being involved in 3 cautions tonight. Looks like he has had his reset, and he's ready to go. He's done his quick repair. But the Project K9 hero, number 8, still charging towards the front of the track, running in 6th. Running in 7th position right now, the 51 machine of Steve Waldrop. He was involved in one of our first ones of the night in his Toyota Tundra, but he's able to hang in there and rally himself back up to a 7th place run at the moment. 8th position on the racetrack, working through the field at 4 of Dakota Kramer. Kramer in the 8th spot in this 24 machine has kept his nose pretty clean most of the night. Saw him get a little tag on the tailgate once, but has been running in the top 10 the entire evening. Going back to the 9th place runner right at the moment, that's going to be Steve Afont's machine. Steve, a lazy down the backstretch all the way from almost the exit of one end of the track to the entrance of the other, but it hasn't halted him from driving back into the top 10 with a 9th place run. And rounding out your top 10 right now on the racetrack, the 91 of Tyler Beeman. Tyler, this red truck got airborne a few cautions back, caught the left side on someone, went way up in the air, got a little air in the Coliseum on his Toyota Tundra, but he's able to take care of business and come back into the top 10.
So that's a look at your through the field here, presented by Agafi Painting. As again, we are looking at now the final 40 laps of racing, 200 laps the distance, and Nicholas Sacco trying to run down Derek Fulton for the lead, but he is mired by lap traffic as they exit now off turn 4.
Yeah, I tell you what, one lap truck right in front of him trying to work the outside around that truck a long way around this racetrack, but the lap traffic finally giving way to the 2nd place racer. Down in the turn he goes, and he's going to be able to try to go around the top side of the racetrack. See the 94 of Eric Zimmerman back racetrack. A little bent up, but hanging in there still and completing his laps. The 29 truck will now clear and be good to go, but looks like he lost a second in that exchange working around those lap trucks. He was 1 second behind. Now it's 2.1, almost 2.2 seconds behind the leader, the 19 of Rick Fulton.
Sacco now moving around Hurley. At one time, Hurley, the 3 of Andrew Hurley, had led here at Bristol. At virtual iRacing event here for the JW Racing Sports Truck Series, but now he's about to go a lap down again, as there is Nicholas Sacco beginning to move around Hurley, as Fulton is still the man leading the way, and we are coming up on the final 25 laps to go of this event. One truck getting sideways as he was moving through lap traffic, and I don't think we're under caution, but oh my we could have had an incident there.
That was a very close call. It looked like for Aaron Bennett.